an ongoing education side of things. And, now we're wanting to reopen up the community, introduce, more serious traders who are looking to take their trading to the next level. So I sincerely want to thank everyone for being able to join and participate in this boot camp, as I know the time commitment, is not, it's not just a few hours, right? It's going to be 20, 25 hours. All of our previous boot camps, especially our last one, ended up being 30 hours. So there's been a lot of, internally, there's been a lot of additions that have been made to the actual platform, inclusive of the course that you guys will be gaining access to. And the boot camp is now going to be styled a much shorter version. Let me go ahead and actually take this off. Let me see, just so everyone knows, for all note taking, please write it down on a piece of paper next to you. I will be we will be going over the rules and expectations of the boot camp, of the community, here in just a few moments, but having a sheet of paper to write down everything is imperative, as no phones right during the boot camp. That goes without saying. We've already talked about it. We will talk about it. But it's very important to keep a sheet of paper next to you to write out your notes old school way. And more importantly is all the diagrams, all of the approaches, the drawings that you guys are going to be making. You want to make them as detailed as possible. So please, again, I encourage everyone, do not use your phones. Just have a piece of paper right up down next to you. If you need a few moments to grab a piece of paper, you have the time, because we're just about to go through all the introductory maintenance overview material right before going into the education. All right, let me just go ahead and take this. That's fine. Just make sure you guys communicate with the admins of this call. All right, so any admins of the call, if you need anything, message them directly. Don't post it in the chat. Also, everyone, please avoid using the chat during the boot camp. I don't want to have to turn it off and keep turning it on. So only use the chat when questions are asked. If you need anything personally, please message the admins. All right, everyone. Well, again, welcome. I'm really excited. I don't want to take up too much time starting on the first slide because we have a lot to go through. So let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, everyone. Welcome to Dreamsfx officially. I'm glad all new students are able to join, previous students as well. And I'm just going to play a quick message for myself for you guys.
Hey, Griff, can heard the video?
How grateful I am as you're about to embark on your new journey of trading, becoming not just a profitable and consistent trader, but really becoming the 1% as you're turning your dreams to reality. And here at Dreamsfx, we're not only providing you the revolutionary ideology to understand how the markets actually work by the central bank algorithm, but most importantly, we're providing you the necessary plan, showing you how to turn a dream into a deadline as it becomes a goal. And this bootcamp is going to expose you to the opportunities and the limitless expectations that the market provides every single day. So thank you guys for joining. I'm so excited. Enjoy the boot camp, and I look forward to having all of you guys in the community. All right, everyone. So again, formally welcome. I'm very excited, and I know that quite a bunch. We have quite a lot to go through today. So let's go ahead and, as I mentioned, get right into it. All right. So first things first. So welcome to Dreamsfx family, everyone. So what exactly is our mission? So we are here to really have an impact on the global education and all financial markets. You know, what we do does not just apply to Forex specifically. Now, what we do focus on is Forex, but this all of what you're going to learn applies to any market that, as long as you have readable price action, it's the operations of all markets. So futures, cryptos, stocks, equities, anything that moves on a chart, all is based on this knowledge that you're going to be learning. Specifically, we are specializing in developing the 1% of traders. As you guys know, this is not it's not an easy course. It's not just to do this, and you're done, right? This is the next level of comprehension, understanding, really taking your analysis to the next level, but also your mindset, because oftentimes everyone in the markets, they're always focused on the strategy. But if your strategy or your analytical skill set is all the way up here and your psychology is not on par with it, you're never going to make the results that you want. So being a mastermind is more than just, oh, I know this, this, and this, or ping-ponging, as you guys are going to realize. That's not being a mastermind. But with that being said, we want to have and transform you guys not into traders, but thinking like portfolio managers and being able to have the skill set analytically of a complete professional. So more so, everyone, whoever falls into Forex initially, me being one of them 5 years ago, you fall into the trap of being sold a dream. This is what can happen. You can flip accounts, make all this money. But as you guys have known, if you've had the extensive experience by now, you were being sold a dream. And now our goal is to not sell you a dream, but provide you the necessary tools and equipment, showing you how to turn that dream into your own reality, as I have done it, as we've had a few students themselves who are already on their mission and really starting to have huge impact on their lives, their families' lives, and just showing the true possibilities and potential. Because anyone in the world is able to trade, and there's no discrimination. If you're in Africa, if you're in India, if you're in any even third world country where there's not the opportunity, everyone has equal opportunity in the market as long as you have a willing mindset and the ambition to get there, right? What's our vision? Our vision is, again, to become a global education empire that over years and years in time will give everyone around the world the opportunity to become financially literate and have the opportunity to escape the mainstream system, especially like we've talked about with work, with payment, everyone all around the world, currency and exchange rates being a lot different. Here in America, you would earn more here maybe than in Venezuela and Colombia, other countries whose, money doesn't go a long way. Trading, by showing everyone around the world what is possible when it starts with trading, long-term investing, this is how you're going to slowly and over time accumulate wealth and, start achieving all those things that you want. And all of us here at the end of the day are here for a specific reason. And money is just a byproduct of the skill set that you guys are going to be learning. That's going to allow you to spend time with your families, open that business you've always wanted to, run. If whatever it might be, that's our goal for you. So our emphasis is to ensure top quality to aid all of you guys and success, the retainment and the expansion of continuous innovation. It's never always going to be the same. And for our current members and for our future members who want to know, we are still in our infancy stages. There's so much coming. And, we've now been, as of next month, it will be a year that we've been established. This isn't going to be 1 year, 2 year project. It's going to be ongoing. And as you guys get closer and, as soon as you get through the boot camp, you're going to realize that there's a whole ongoing process. And we're really trying to have a profound effect on the industry. So with that being said, we are not the standard. We're not comparing anyone else to us. We're setting a new standard, a new expectation for traders who really want to make it, knowing what it takes to get where you want to be. So exactly, who am I, right? What's my experience? What are the foundations of Dreamsfx? What are my credentials, right? So everyone at this point should know who I am, as I've talked to every single one of you, right? My name is Griffin Starcher, right? I'm the CEO of Dreamsfx, and Dreamsfx was initially founded in 2018. For those who do know my story, you guys can just listen. For those who do not know my story, I started trading in 2018. Late 2017, 2018 is where I really took my trading to the next level, and that's where I became a full-time trader. When I first started trading, I found out about trading the opportunities. Oh, you can get rich quick, blah, blah, blah. And at that point, I was 17, and I was like, I really want to make some money. So I found out about trading. I'd worked the whole summer before going into university as a lifeguard, trying to save up as much money as I could, working 60 hours a week. I made $4,000 over that entire summer. My first week of college, I found out about really the true capabilities of trading, as that was the first time I was exposed to someone really doing a massive flip. And I was like, dang, I really, I've always wanted money. I was like, I really want to do this. So that second week of college, being in university, I put in that $4,000 in my trading account. And I was like, wow, I'm going to make it. I'm going to do everything. Mind you, no idea what I was doing as it normally goes, right? And that being said, over the course of that next week, I ended up losing everything that I had. So at this point, I'm 3 weeks into college. I had no money, and my parents had saved up money for me, my twin brother, and my sisters to go to university. Well, the day after I blew my account, mind you, my parents not having any clue that I was trading, my dad said, I'm going to liquidate your college fund. I'm done with college, and he's, at that point been on my life. I was out of state college. It was $52,000 for my first year, and I had $0 to my name and no loans. And I'd worked my entire life up to get to my dream school at this point, and I was finally there. So 3 weeks into school, no money. I was just told that my school was going to be paid for, and I knew I had to figure out an effing way to do it. I figured out that if I can lose $4,000, I can make $4,000. I asked my aunt for $50 for grocery money. I put that into an account. I found a really good mentor at the time, only trading indicators, oscillators, momentums, volumes, everything, right? And over the course of the next 3 months, after I put that $50 in, my first month turned it into $10,000. My second month, $100,000. By the fourth month, I made my first $1 million. At that point, I went from zero to my own personal hero with no help, no one, sleeping an hour and a half a day, teaching myself my own classes because I wanted it more than anybody else. At that point in time, I was by myself, and I knew whatever I wanted to achieve, it all starts with a dream. And that's where Dreamsfx started back in 2018. Over the course of the next year and a half, I grew my own personal portfolio to $3.2 million. And I was riding on highs, was able to pay for my college the first 3 years of my college. And I was like, I'm exactly where I want to be. I'm so happy. I worked so hard. It was great. COVID came around. And at that point, I was very heavy into gold. I loved gold. And I had no understanding of risk management, absolutely none. I would just literally exponentially compound my account every single time I was in a trade, taking anywhere between 30 to 70% drawdown on those large accounts at any given point, trusting that it would just end up working out, which it did until it didn't. And that's where gold came around. And I decided, I could really make some retirement money being 18 years old, 19 years old, that I could just, I could make it. I could just do whatever I want to do. So I ended up deciding to risk 90% of my portfolio on gold with the monies that was at hand. And in 3 weeks, I blew that $3.2 million down to $30,000. And that's where I realized I had really effed up. I let my own head, my own ego get to myself. At this point, going into my third year at university. And then a month after that, I lost everything. 19 years old, that I could just, I could make it. I could just do whatever I want to do. So I ended up deciding to risk 90% of my portfolio on gold with the monies that was at hand. And in 3 weeks, I blew that $3.2 million down to $30,000. And that's where I realized I had really effed up. I let my own head, my own ego get to myself. At this point, going into my third year at university. And then a month after that, I lost everything. I lost everything I ever had after I paid for all my school. So I had to drop out. I became homeless, and no family, no friends, no nothing. With the same backpack that I have right next to me, I was sleeping on the beaches, on the middle of, literally sleeping on a beach for 2 months straight, every single night, nothing to my name, no parents, no family, no friends. And I realized, looking up at the stars, that, I have two options in this scenario. You either give in and let everyone tell you that they were always right, or you can be the hero of your own story. You can understand what it takes to achieve greatness. And I understood at that point in time, it's your mindset. Everything is you're capable of more than you think, but you need to put your mind to it. So at that point, I realized the only way that I'm going to be able to recover from this is by thinking in a way that's going to allow me to. If you're negative, if you attract negative things, you're never going to be able to get where you want to be. You're not going to attract positivity. So over that period of time, I got enough, couple $1,000s over the course of a couple months, working my ass off on a beach, on a pizza parlor on the beach, walking up and down the beach, delivering, saved it up, put it back into my trading account. I'm like, I'm going to do this again. I'm going to learn from all my wrongs, make it right. Every single day, studying my own psychology, exploring the realms of my own consciousness. And since then, I've been able to build my way, back up. And that's where I'm here, is to show people and inspire people that if you have a dream, it's up to you to chase after it. whether your parents don't believe in you, your friends or your family, none of that shit matters. As long as you believe in yourself, that's all it takes to be great. But if you are always looking for that validation from outside of, yourself, from your parents, family, your friends, they're all going to say you can't do it because they don't know what you're capable of until you actually do it. Now, guess what my family says? Wow, you proved everyone wrong. I'm like, damn right I did, because I'm not just here to exist. I want to live my life on my own terms, and I want it more than anybody else. So that's my story, and that's my reason for Dreamsfx, to show people what is possible when you have a winning mindset, when you believe that you can do anything that you put your mind to. And everyone around the world wants to learn how to make money, but very few people actually know how to. So if at least I can provide the opportunity for people around the globe to educate themselves and learn what it really takes to get to the next level, that's my purpose, and that's why I'm here. So that's enough about me. I know you guys want to go straight to the boot camp, but that's just about me and my story, and those are my credentials. So that being said, everyone, that is myself. That is Dreamsfx. Started way back in 2018. Officially, as of this year, really starting to have an impact and wanting to go into really global level, different languages, XYZ. So we'll talk about that later on, right? But thank you guys for listening to that. Now let's get right into the overview. So throughout the boot camp and lifetime education that comes afterwards, you can expect to learn the who, the what, the where, why, when, and how of all financial market operations. So understanding exactly where the markets are manipulated, understanding the algorithm, how all moves in the market occur based on the institution's positions, and why all traders are losing, and most importantly, by using those losses to learn how and where to win to become the 1%. As I mentioned, this boot camp is, for the majority of the part, all analytical. The second half of that, the psychological, is going to come in the course when we discover that in the next slide. More so, developing an algorithmic mindset, huge. Not just a winner's mindset, but an algorithmic mindset. And what this is it's going to allow you to process the markets from a rule-based approach based on facts. Understanding that you're not letting your emotions come into play. You're not going to allow any naivety come into it. Understanding how to remove your emotions entirely and follow that strict rule-based system that relies on facts rather than interpreted theory. Of course, learn from a master from an intraday perspective. Ping pong, intraday, swing mastery, XYZ. As we have told students before, if you've ever seen someone ping pong and you're like, oh, that's so cool, I'm here to tell you right now, you will learn how to do that. But if you emphasize on trading that way, you are going to have not only loss rate, but you're not going to be making as much money as you could. That's where I have my own edge. Do I know how to ping pong? Absolutely. But anyone who actually does ping pong does not make money. And then furthermore, does not actually know how to trust the right side of the market and have their own patience. If I were to say to you guys, do hedge funds ping pong? Do institutions or banks ping pong? No, they don't. Well, ping pong. No, they don't, right? When you have capital, when you have serious money to get behind and you're funded, if you have $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 in funding, do you need to ping pong the market to make some money? Absolutely not. You just need a few positions, a few trades a week, making those, withdrawals, and you're golden. But why people emphasize so much, ping pong, it's very toxic. That's not how trading's supposed to be. The top traders in the world do not ping pong, but you will still be able to learn how to, just so you know how I specifically trade with my own edge, right? So it doesn't matter what type of trader you are, you're going to be able to excel, because the same strategy applies on all time frames, as you guys have probably now learned from the day one reporting of the May bootcamp. So now your post bootcamp success, right? What's actually included afterwards? As mentioned, everybody, the bootcamp is just the gateway. Absolutely everything cannot be taught in 4 days. It doesn't matter how long it is. Last bootcamp spent 30 hours, still could not get through everything. There is a ton. So this is not something that you can expect just to learn in 4 days and master it. Or I already know SMC, I'm going to do great. Absolutely not. we've had some traders who have been trading over 10, 13 years, and this is a new approach for them. So it doesn't matter how well you think you interpret or how fast you think you can know something, it becomes completely irrelevant because it's about experiencing everything you're going to be learning in the boot camp and afterwards. So first things first is the mastermind course, right? So the whole A to Z approach, and this is something that we are still working on, especially for the higher end tiers, even some announcements for the new community. But the mastermind course is going to be all concepts covered in the boot camp and not even included in the boot camp in the most extreme detail. So in the mastermind course, there are going to be 5 pillars to becoming a mastermind. The mastermind course doesn't mean you're a mastermind after the course, not in the slightest. You are a boot camp student. To become a mastermind, you have to go through all of the pillars of a successful trader, hence the journey to the mastermind. Your journey to becoming a mastermind is going to be having the pillars consistent of all the core concepts, everything you're going to be learning in the boot camp, all the intraday mastery, understanding how to master all concepts on an intraday basis, your trade management and risk management pillar, everything about growing any sized account consistently, so on and so forth. Mastermind psychology course, which is what we're still working on to have a professional actually teach this course for you guys, so you know exactly how to manage all emotions throughout this process. Because having a $100 account psychologically versus having a $100 to $500 or $1 million plus account is a lot different, because for obvious reasons, you're managing a lot more money. Even though strategy might be the same, your approach is going to have to be a little bit different. And then, of course, the last and final pillar of the mastermind course is the algo mastery, putting everything together entirely to where you can understand boom, 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 how exactly to process that. But even though this is called, the mastermind boot camp, you're going to be learning algo concepts. We know that there's education all over the place. Some people are very proficient at SMC. Some people don't even know, the core concepts of SMC. So this is a whole conglomerate that's going to prepare you for the real course, your real journey. Of course, the Discord, for those new and current students, the whole Discord has been innovated and is going to be continuing to be innovated until day 4 of the boot camp. For the new students, you guys are going to be working together, and think about it like it's your class for school, elementary, high school, whatever it might be. You're going to be working up the levels with your class. So the boot camp, there's going to be specific criteria that I'll cover with the new students before the boot camp ends, things that you need to do, what you can expect. But as soon as the boot camp is done, all the current students, you guys are going to remain in that pro chat that you saw, and you're going to work through. There's going to be specifics, objectives, to then go into the next tier, right? Same with the boot camp students. Boot camp students, after you go through the boot camp, you don't gain access to the main general Discord. You then need to go through all of the core concepts. Once you go through all the core concepts, test out, then you're admitted to the main course. So there's a hierarchy system that we'll be going over immediately after the boot camp is completed, or on day 4 rather. And then, of course, you have our members area. So all previous students, you guys do and will have access to the members area, but you guys will not be having everything available. That's where the tier system approach comes in, with the specific hierarchy of levels afterwards, right? So the ongoing education, right, for the new students who participated, the Dreamer package, you guys get access to the Sunday webinars, trade breakdowns, live trading sessions, study rooms, so on and so forth. The basic bootcamp package, you guys will have access to this, and I will mention and talk about it later on. We got a bit long day. I just want to introduce this interface as a whole right now. All right. So the breakdown over the 4 days. Each day of the bootcamp is dedicated to a crucial pillar of our strategic approach to market mastery. Each pillar containing several blocks to pave the way for your newfound understanding. So let's see the first day. So today we are going to be going through liquidity mastery. On day 1, you guys can expect to learn the advanced understanding of liquidity 201, the operations of all financial markets. Sure, you've heard of liquidity, equal highs, equal lows, but it goes so much deeper than that. And that's what you're going to be learning in the first block today. There's not just retail liquidity, there's retail liquidity, SMC liquidity, institutional liquidity. Everything in the market moves based on liquidity. So that is the whole emphasis for today. Block 1. Block 2, then, talking all about the inducements, the different types of inducements, the purposes, how we use them, we apply them. And that's one crucial factor and pillar of the algo that we're going to be talking about today. And then, of course, at the end, putting it all together, what we've learned so far, putting that together, that plan to start identifying these setups, on a routine basis. So that's the initial glance for today. Now, tomorrow, we're going to be going over the algo origins. So now that we know inducements, now that we understand very high, very sophisticated liquidity, then we're going to go right into the algo. So the inner workings, controlling all financial markets, understanding when, where, and why all moves occur. That'll enable you to follow the footprint of the algo. So block 1, every block 1 of each day is going to be a recap of the previous day, inclusive of some new material, right? So block 1 is going to have, the previous review from today. It's going to then have inducement cycle and the algo SMC traps. Now, some of you guys have heard about SMTs, smart money traps, before, but I can tell you confidently that anything that you do know about SMTs is either completely wrong or it's just one little small piece. This is where on day 2, we go over the whole algorithmic approach to SMTs because there's specific purposes for them that we use. Block 2, that is all about the algo. So understand being exposed to the central bank algorithm as a whole, understanding how the banks really trade. What's the main difference between us, banks, SMC, because there are several differences, right? Of course, the liquidity cycle, the checks and balances of the algo, how to ping pong the markets, showing you why ping pong works until it doesn't and why you specifically should avoid it. I'm gonna say that again, why you should avoid ping ponging. Block 3, thinking like the algo, intentions and purpose, and putting everything together for the extensive case studies. You're going to be receiving the step-by-step approach of how I analyze the markets on a very surface level with the algo, because these 2 days alone, you're going to see not only are they going to be long, they're going to be it's a boot camp. They're going to be very intense and you're not going to be able to master everything. Do not worry. That is the point of the course, right? So that's day 2. That's this weekend.